Well, what's up, guys? Preston Schmidley here of Better Agency, and I'm joined by Casey Nelson. Casey, why don't you take a second to introduce yourself for those watching? Tell them, who you are, where you're at, what you do, a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So as you already said, my name's Casey Nelson with Integrity Personal Insurance. We're a primarily personal lines agency in McKinney, which is a suburb north of Dallas. Yeah, I've been in insurance since 2015. The agency's been open since 2009. We've been moving and grooving, a lot of growth. We're trying to do some new things, and we're really excited because Better Agency's been really amazing tool for us. It's been something that's opened up some avenues and some potential we didn't realize we had. So
Nice,
happy to be here.
So you've been using Better Agency for how long now?
We jumped on board during that first call with Chris. The Advisor Evolved kind of team got a call
About 3 months ago, probably, right? So
Yeah.
about 90 days on the platform. And what are some things that you've experienced while using Better Agency? What are some of the things that it's been able to either solve for you, or maybe if you want to talk to problems you had that maybe you don't have anymore?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even like the road to getting to Better Agency is probably pretty important.
Go for it.
So,
Absolutely.
so we've always tried to implement new technology when it's something that makes sense and we think it will solve a problem. Sometimes technology creates more problems or makes things more difficult, especially if you're not utilizing it properly. We've gone through that, and that's part of running an agency, right? I want my agents, my producers, to have to remember nothing. I don't want them to have to remember a stinking thing. I want them to just sell, talk to people, do their jobs. I want them to make a ton of money, and I want us to make a ton of money. So part of that process is we'd grown so much that we couldn't really monitor what our agents were doing on a day-to-day basis, and we weren't providing them any tools that would help them be more successful. So I looked into all kinds of different CRMs. I don't want to name drop anybody, but I went through like what felt like weeks of demos and weeks of questions about Zapier and integrations and does this work and does that work? And my head was spinning. It was crazy, but we had to do something. And then I got that email from Chris that's saying like, hey, I've got something I want to talk to everybody about. I'm going to do a Facebook video. And it was like every box was checked. We were really, really excited because it just seemed like, company A could do most of what we wanted. Company B could do most of what we wanted, but nobody could do everything that we wanted. Better Agency was seemed like a perfect solution. We jumped on board, and it's allowed us to do a ton of things. And I'm excited for the next wave of the changes that are coming in.
Has there been a noticeable improvement in your guys' either workflow or conversion or time to sale with Better Agency than before?
Oh, absolutely. And the most noticeable thing is the speed with which we're receiving communications back from those leads. And I was on the phone with one of our reps. She works remotely, and I was trying to show her. She was scared that something else was going to be communicating on her behalf. And she was she didn't want to give up that control. And then it was like there was divine intervention because a lead came in. I was sharing my screen with her. I said, look, I'm going to zap this into Better Agency for you right now. So you can see the text message that goes out. You can see the email that goes out. And we got a text back from that lead while I was on the phone with her.
Boom.
And it was like proof in the pudding, perfect timing. She's now, there's a generational thing in some cases where people have to trust and understand what's going on, baby steps, but it's working. Our contact rate's amazing. We have a school referral program that the first wave of spring sports is hitting Texas right now, softball, baseball, track. And so we've got it set up now where when we're at those parent meetings, like the kickoff meetings or whatever they call it, and we put up a QR code, it's going to send them to a landing page. As soon as they submit their information, Better Agency starts working. And I'm so excited to see what that's going to turn into in terms of conversions.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool to see you using that. So to people that might be on the fence, frustrated, maybe they're skeptical or they have doubt about Better Agency and what it could do for their business, what would you say to those people that are on the fence?
You should be on the fence, right? It's a scary, big decision. It's going to be a great decision for you because it's a way to consolidate a lot of different systems you probably have a tech stack with all these different things, or you're trying to have a tech stack with all these different things. And from my experience and the research I did and the demo cycle I was on, trying to find out, something that was going to work, this was the only one that had everything built in. You should talk to somebody like me who uses it or find somebody else who uses it and see how they use it. Because I'm guessing anybody that uses Better Agency is probably pretty cool and has an open door policy. So,
Hopefully.
I mean, right. It's only for cool people, but I really do think though that, the community that you guys have built, the Facebook community, the openness that you guys, that starts at the top, get in there, talk to people who are using it. And from our experience, it's probably the best thing you could do if you really want to get into automation. You don't want to have to figure out coding or hire an engineer or make multiple systems talk. Cause that's another thing, is like a lot of those other systems would require a second or a third vendor to do text messages or whatever. And in this case, you're getting something that's all in one house. And that's what I tell them. I tell them, is like, do your homework, go talk to some people, see how they're really using it. And then go for it, because you're not going to regret it.
And it's probably the best dollar you can spend for 14 days of
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you spend $1, import a auto no home list or a auto home no life list, make some money and realize it for yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But
awesome,
they should go for it, man. They should go for it.